Many of you are finding out that eustachian tube dysfunction has many forms, some of those being sinus related, some of those being an injury, and others are being muscular related. Let me explain to you how eustachian tube dysfunction can be in these three forms. One of those things that are causing a vast amount of confusion out in the medical world is that ETD can be definitely a muscular related issue. And they're being treated, the patients that are going into these visits are being treated for sinus and allergy related conditions. This is not solving the problem. The main problem is treating the muscular side of eustachian tube dysfunction. And that is what I had for 3 long years. I was dealing with eustachian tube dysfunction in a muscular environment. I had problems with my jaw, problems with posture, a new father. So, of course, stress is on the rise. Things that were not normally there were there now. So I need to explain to all of you out there that are dealing with ear-related problems and you go and see a doctor and you start heading the allergy route. Think about how this can be all muscular related, because I'm going to tell you right now, many of us are dealing with this problem and it's leading to muscular trouble and it's being treated allergy related. And again, if you've had a prior injury or you've had surgery where it caused complications after the fact. Now, I want to tell you that these are circumstances that do occur as well. And I want to tell you my own particular experience is when I went in to see a doctor, first thing they saw when they looked in my ear was that there was some narrowing. The first thing they said, the doctor said, you have some narrowing going on in your ears. Let's go ahead and clean your ears out. Okay, no problem. Clean my ears out. Then what they do is they look in your nose and say, okay, well, it looks like your nasal passages are very, very narrow. So you have allergy problems, which is then causing your ear problems. Okay, so then you start digesting that and you start going into the allergy way, cutting out a lot of things out of your diet, which is something we should do regardless. But it's not treating the source. And that is, we need to put focus on the muscular side of things. A lot of us are having tight jaw muscles. The masseter muscle is one of the biggest muscles that causes eustachian tube dysfunction. And I can doubt a lot of you have never been told by your doctor that that is the case. You can have issues with poor posture. We carry a lot of weight on our neck to begin with. And as you start to tilt that head forward on your cell phone, you start doing this. It's not going to happen in one time doing it. It's not going to happen in 1 week, maybe not even a month. But we're talking about 6 to 12 months, years of looking down at our cell phones. It's going to start building up inflammation. It's going to start putting stress in the jaw joints. It's going to start tensing all the muscles. And over time, this is happening. So this is what causes the confusion. It's not something that you ate before. It's not a stomach bug or a stomach poisoning or food poisoning or something where you eat something and say, okay, I am leaving that alone. This is things that are happening over time. And you start doing this over time. And then you realize one day you wake up and you're starting to really feel the symptoms. This doesn't mean it's something you did the night before or the week before. These are things that were building up over time. And this is what's causing the confusion. You start fighting it off for about weeks on end. And then you realize it becomes too unbearable to deal with. Then you see a doctor, and that's when the whole, you need to do this, do that thing, and it's not treating the problem. So this is why I created the Jaye Wellness Studio. I was a person that was never really into social media or creating videos or doing all of these things. As a child or as a teenager, yes. But my sole purpose is to get the message out there that this condition has taken a lot of time to figure out. And with a lot of trials and tribulations, I think I figured out how it can be treated. But it takes time. And we're all subject to instant gratification. We want instant results. We want to be treated and right away when we go into the visits. And that's simply not going to happen. Why? Because when we started doing the poor posture, we started doing things that were hurting us, eating the sugars, eating the processed foods. And over time, that's when we start saying to ourselves, we need to fix this. But again, the key words here is over time we do these things, okay? We have to realize this. You're not going to treat something that took 3 years to finally show you symptoms in one night. It's going to be a process of elimination. It's going to take a lot of focus. I received the best advice I ever have and the most simplest advice I've ever received by anybody at any facility I've ever visited to try to get treatment and some help was a gal sitting at the desk simply said, "I'm sorry we can't help you with your condition," because I continued to come back to this facility. She simply said, "Eat more greens." And I said, "You're right. I don't eat enough vegetables." And was vegetables the sole purpose of my healing? No. Was it contributing to my healing? Absolutely. And when she said that, I said to myself, wow, I just need to eat more greens. I really do need to do better. So that didn't stimulate me to start doing better overall. It didn't mean I went to the store and bought a large shopping cart full of greens. It meant that it shocked me and told me, you're right. I'm over here trying to get help from a doctor. Meanwhile, I'm not doing the things to help myself. So then I started implementing that into my diet every single day. So folks, I hope this video was very helpful for you. If it was, take time to subscribe to the channel. I try to bring content as often as possible. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and step out of the Jaye Wellness Studio and leave you in good hands with this video. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon. And remember, let's go back to the basics.